Okay, good afternoon, gents. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone has had a nice long weekend. Happy 4th of July to all my American friends. I'm probably sure some of you may have lost a few fingers or may have some sore heads. But there we go. I actually traded I let this start to move. I actually traded an evaluation, actually passed it in one go. I saw that leg down, 2 legs up, and I came in about here and got out of it down here. So that's another one passed. So I've currently got 5 PA accounts, and I've got 2. One which is passed, and that goes live in another 3 days, 2-3 days. And this one is about $70 away from passing. So one trade and that. So I've been looking at this. We've fit in along the top here really nice. This is our first break. Now, you may consider that an overshoot, but to be honest with you, it's only touched in 2 places. So, you know, is it here or is it here? But what I will say is after this, we had 2 legs back and we've continued to come down again. And we've gone sideways. Now, that there is a second entry short here. But I don't like the way it pushed up strongly and then came down. There's almost like a bit of a micro channel there. So I wasn't a fan of taking that. So I thought we'll see what we do. But I would expect to make a new low. Let's see if we can push above here and then maybe push further down. Then I may consider that because there is some liquidity down there. There's also quite a bit further down as well. So we had a nice. It's perfect. That is 1 leg down. 2 leg correction, another leg down, perfect, and another 2 leg correction. So we may have this and then another leg. So we'll see what goes on here. Really, trigger. Yeah, I don't like this. Looks to me almost like it's reversing. But if you look here, touch, touch, touch. So you may say that's a reversal, an overshoot, which sometimes can result in a reversal. But then we have 2 legs up and another leg down. So I don't know really. I'm a bit on the fence as to what's going on here. So, but. Touch. Touch is perfect there, really. So, I don't know. So, we might get a leg up, another leg up. But the market's officially open now. So, I'd say, by the looks of things, we're either going to have 1 leg, 2 leg, and then come down, or we're going to slowly move up. But it's hard to say. There is some very strong sell orders here. So, it looks like 1 leg, 2 leg, and then maybe come down. But if we can come down and push below the EMA and give us a lower high, then I'll be thinking about maybe going short there, but we'll see. So, who have we got in so far? Ramwolf, good morning. How you doing? Possibly slower day like Monday. God, I did have a look yesterday, actually. Well, that was torture. Look at that. Actually, Monday wasn't actually a bad day. I didn't stream Monday, but I did have a look at it. But who knows? So, okay. So, 1 leg, 2 leg. This is looking positive. So if we can now push below the EMA and give us a lower high, then that indicates to me that we're coming down. So, Randolph, how you doing? I'll go through these quickly. David, good afternoon. How you doing? How you doing, buddy? Speedy, how you doing, pal? Ionis, how you doing? Indy, how you doing? Brick, how you doing? David, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Sam, how are you? JP, how you doing? Himanda. That's hard for me to say, that is. How you doing? David, thanks, Steve. Chris, how you doing, Sam? Excellent. Brilliant. Okay, so this is triggered. So if we can pull down here, now if it breaks above here, I'd say we're probably going to be going higher when it looks like it might do. So let's have a look at that. Okay, maybe 1 leg, 2 legs. So it's hard to know exactly what's going on here. Get lost. So let's have a wee look. If it stays the same level as that, I think we're okay. It has broken by 1 tick, so I'm on the fence as what we're doing here. Perhaps it's just a slightly bigger break before we come down lower, or what? I don't know. No idea. NC, good morning, Exponential Trader. How are you? Yusuf, I used to buy 25k account. I'm not sure what you mean there. Did you mean you use my code? I think that's what you mean. I've just bought a couple of value. I got you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Yeah, we've got 90% off. It finishes, I think, in 2 days. I think it's the 7th, but I will double check that. I've done some myself, actually. They are cheap at the moment, so they're good value. I dare say we'll go back to 50% off for a few days, and then I would have said 80% then, but I think 80% is going to be the new norm. So there we go. So XAU Goblin. Well, that's a new one. Good morning, afternoon, evening, international traders. Where are you from? I think you're a new face. I don't think I've come across you before. Thank you, Yusuf. I appreciate that, my friend. XAU Goblin. Where are you from, buddy? So, okay, so touch. Okay, it does seem like we're moving up. I don't know how long we're going to be moving up for. I would expect... Oh, that's moved. I mean, touch. I think it's hard to call this an overshoot. Because should it be there or should it be there? It's only really touched it twice, so... and an overshoot, I wouldn't expect it to come this much lower before we push up. I'd expect maybe down here and then push up. So perhaps this is all part of a break. I'm not sure. So keep an eye on that. Some news at 10 o'clock. Oh, yeah. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. I'm not sure what news you've got. All I've got is the FOMC at 7 o'clock UK time, which I believe is 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm not sure what you got at 10 o'clock, Sam, whether it's a medium impact news or something, but I've got nothing on my chart. I only tend to have high impact news on my chart. So maybe leg, and then come down. I still expecting to make a new low from this because it fits here nice. So we'll see. It might not happen, but we'll see. Actually, I had that like that. Touch. I think this is safe to say this is a break because it is going sideways unless it's a bigger channel. I'm not sure, but I'd still like to see a new low. I was hoping we had this little bit of sideways. We had our first entry. I was hoping we're going to get up and have a nice bearish bar there. And I don't like the fact that it pushed up and then came down. I much prefer it to push up and then break and then sort of close below the EMA. But I wasn't a fan of that. It never triggered anyway, but I wasn't a fan of that. Something about that I didn't like. Okay, so break. I think it's safe to say that's a break. Factory orders at 10. Yeah, I'm not sure whether that's 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that'll be Eastern Standard Time. So I'll just keep an eye on that. I think it's medium impact news, I think. It doesn't really tend to, I've spoken to some other more experienced traders and they tend to, because they use this max indicator with this news on, and they tend to not bother with anything above the high impact news, anything less than high impact news, and certainly only US news as well. I don't think any other news really affects the S&P bar the US news, so shall see. Okay, so there's lots of liquidity all around here, so we're right in the middle. There's a ton up here and a ton below it, so it's quite hard to read at the moment exactly where I think we're going, but I would like to see a break from here. So maybe we've got a channel. I don't know. We'll see. It may turn into being a slightly bigger channel, this. It's possible. Just the way those three are sort of in a line. So, we may end up having something like that. It sort of fits, doesn't it? But what I'm going to do just for the minute is I'm going to assume we've had a break because I think it's a safer option. Okay, so a bit of sideways here. This is what's telling me it might be a channel, because we've sort of had some sideways there. 1, 2, 3 pushes up and some more sideways. So it could end up. It could end up doing something like this. Just trying to think why this would. I mean, if we're in a bit of a range, it doesn't necessarily need to have a break and make a new low for it to turn up. Or it could be just something like. It just could be something like that. Maybe we're having a 50% sort of pullback, and then maybe something else. Could be one leg, a correction, another leg, or it could be up, and then down again. There's a bunch of things it could be. So I'm a bit. We're getting close to that 50% mark. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know exactly what it is, but we shall see. But that mark is literally. I don't know, maybe a few ticks below the 44.80, so see what happens. Yeah, I'm starting to think this is a bigger channel now. Fits really nice. So maybe we are, maybe this is in fact, if you put it like that, it actually kind of, you could say bounce a few times there. In fact, I'll probably put that up a touch. In fact, it doesn't really matter. I like it at the bottom anyway. It seems to fit okay there. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it may just be, you know, the start of a range day with an initial push down. Until we have a break of this and come lower, then I mean, we could end up, I mean, that's clearly moved there. We could end up having something like this. And then sort of, I don't know, leg up, down, or a leg, break leg, and then another leg down. Who knows? Could be a lot of things. Okay, so market open. Let me have a look. 230, which is there. Tick over. I watched an excellent film last night. It's quite an oldish film, but I've never seen it before. I thought it was really good. It's called Rain on Me. And Adam Sandler, and I forget who the guy is, who the black guy is. I forget his name. I've not seen it before. Really good film. It's not often you see Adam Sandler playing a really serious part, but if you've not seen it, really enjoyed it, actually. I was just stuck looking for things to watch. Really quite a sad film, actually. He's a bit messed up. He lost his 3 daughters and his wife in the Twin Towers. They were in a plane that I think hit one of them. And he sort of locks himself into his own little world, and it's how his friend brings him out. If you've not seen it, I highly recommend it. Rain on Me, it's called. Rain as in rain as in a ruler, not as in R-A-I-N. Interesting. Yeah, if I'd have noticed a break of any sort there, then I may have considered maybe that one or something after we started pushing up above this. I usually, if I take these types of trades, I like to put my order a tick above. Obviously, there's a second entry short, but it never triggered anyway. But normally, if it doesn't trigger, you know, some people do just put them in here, but I tend to go for the safer option and put it 1 tick above there, because I know if it does break above there, it's going to take out any shorts, and that will take out any downwards momentum and increase the movement up. So, yeah, but I can't really see anything. Trouble is, yeah, it's just that's too far away. Same again, we're at the top of this. It could go a bit more sideways yet. Can't see anything. You may have taken that as a higher low, but apart from here, it goes away from the EMA. And I do see Mac sometimes taking marking trades at the bottom of a channel, even though it's quite far from the EMA. I tend to not do that. It makes me a bit uncomfortable, but perhaps it works in a strong uptrend or a strong trend, shall we say. Now, there is some a bit of support here, so there may be a bit of resistance. In fact, I can slide that over a bit, actually. That actually fits really nice in there. Don Cheadle, that's the guy. Is the actor? Yeah, it's a really good film. I've not seen Adam Sandler playing quite a serious part like that. It's quite a moving film if you've not seen it. I really enjoyed it. I was just bored last night, sat down, put my feet up, had a couple of whiskies and thought, what I fancy watching. I am a Adam Sandler fan. I do like him. I think he's great. I've never seen him in anything bad, maybe Waterboy or something, but I really enjoyed it, actually. Really good film. Don Cheadle as well, yeah, another great actor. Yeah, quite a sad film, actually. Mind you, it was an extremely sad event that happened. Something I'll never forget. I remember watching parts of it as it was happening. I finished, come home early from work. It was absolutely surreal. I mean, you guys have... we had lots of stuff like that during the Second World War, during the Blitz and all that, but, in modern day terms, I don't think anybody's seen something quite that bad. Unbelievable. Touched a lot of people, that did. It was a jeweler. Yeah, isn't he? Yeah. What's it called? Wasn't he? Yeah, he was a jeweler, wasn't he? There was someone playing his wife in there or his girlfriend. I can't remember now. Yeah. I watched one of his films a week or so ago. It was a coach for, was it the 69ers or something like that? I'm not a basketball guy, but he got this this Spanish guy. He found this Spanish guy just playing in the streets. Actually, that was a really good film again. I do like him, actually. I don't think I've seen him in anything bad, really. Yeah, as I thought, there's a little bit of support and resistance. We may be pushing through it now, but you can see we've sort of bounced above and below it a bit there. But yeah, I forget that jeweler film. I have seen that before. I saw that maybe a year or so back. He's a really good actor, really natural, just comical guy, isn't he? Uncut Gems, it's called. That's it. I didn't realise how many films he'd been in. Holy hell. God, it's frustrating when you see that and there's not really anything there. Suppose if you know, once it starts to push up there, trouble is you don't know at the time. I suppose if you had that line there, that would be an indication that we're bouncing off it a few times. So maybe we're getting higher once we push up again, once we can get above here, I mean, if it is going to come down, we've got 2 legs and a bearish bar. That's triggered. So if it's going to come down, that's probably going to be the time. But then once it pushes up above there, then I think it's a fair chance then we're moving up. So you may have put an order above there and then you stop there. And if you did, then see, that would have worked nicely. So there's a bit of a black area, a dark area on bookmap, which means there's lack of orders, so we may get a little bit of sideways here. Obviously we got it here, and that's why I put that line. There's a bit of support and resistance, so we bounced off it a couple of times, we've sat on top of it a few times and now dropped below it, so we may get a little bit of sideways there. So I'm just wondering, trouble is, if we are ranging, this could be an area where, in fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'd like to visit this area a few more before I say this is the top. But for me, I'd say this could be at the moment, so you've got to be careful. Going long, I think. Second entry, then going long. Because that, let's have a look, let's put it, let's drop it down a bit. There, okay, so we touched it twice there, another one there, so there's 4 times there, 5, 6, 7, it's touched 7 times there, so that might just be a breakout, so it's hard to know. You just got to be so careful going along thinking we're going to go higher, because we've had this initial push down and then it might just be going sideways, so it's hard to know whether we are going to push up and make a new high and then maybe hit this area again, or whether we're going to reverse from this area and call this section a range. So be careful what I do here, because as I say, there is a dark area here which prices should move up and down quite freely, because there's orders above and below it about here, so we may get a bit of sideways, but got to be careful there, see, because that could trigger and come down. I'm not saying it's going to. Okay, so if you took that, it wouldn't have quite got the 2 points. It closes on the 2 points. Depends whether you got in one tick above here. Yeah, risky going long there. I can see that getting stopped out, as we've already made a new high. I mean, we may continue up to these areas. It's hard to say at the moment. Couldn't take something like, if I wanted to, it's just way far from the EMA. Interesting. Maybe that's going to hold. I thought that would have for sure stopped that out. Interesting. Yeah, I've seen them before, Sam. I usually watch him. He's a nice guy, actually. He's been on the stream a couple of times. And I've chatted with him on his as well. He's a nice guy, actually. I don't know what system he trades. I don't think it's the same as ours. I think he trades the NQ. But he doesn't take second entries failures and that, so I don't quite know what he trades, but he's a nice chap anyway. But yeah, I like that. It's nice to see what people... You know, a lot of people don't like hearing about how much other people are earning. I love it. I do it just because it inspires me to know there are people getting paid out there, you know, large amounts of money. So I love hearing about that. I do. As far as I'm concerned, if anybody's making decent money from trading, good luck to them, because I know how hard they've had to work. Yeah, I can see this coming down a bit, going a bit sideways here. I might be wrong. There are some orders accumulate, but there is a little bit of a dark spot there, which means it could fill it. $70,000 trading one account. I wonder what size it is. You think it had to be the 300,000 one? I think the only difference between the 300,000 one and the 50,000 one is that one's obviously got the 50,000 one's obviously got the 2,500 drawdown, and the 300,000's got the 7,500. So obviously you can trade technically 3 times as much. So if you're trading 2 contracts on the 50, you can trade 6. Now the good thing about trading the 6 is you then have the option to have a runner. The trouble is with 2 trades, with only 2 contracts, you can't really have a runner. I've heard Max say no more than about 25% of your pot or something like that. So maybe as if you're trading 4 contracts, then maybe have one as a runner, 4 or 5. But with the 300,000 one, obviously, then you can maybe trade 6 contracts and have a runner, or 5 contracts and a runner. Apart from that, I don't really see the point with them sometimes, because you can trade up to 10 contracts on a 50,000 account, which is more than enough. If you've got 20 accounts trading 10 contracts, you're going to make an absolute fortune anyway. But obviously the only difference is the drawdown, the 7,500 drawdown. The trouble is you've got to make $20,000 profit just to pass the evaluation, which is quite a lot of money. I mean, you've got to make 3,000 trading 2,500 drawdown. You know, pound for pound, it would be 7,500. It would be 9,000, but it's more than double. So it's quite a large amount to make. This. But as I say, you've got the option to maybe trade 6 contracts and maybe, you know, trade a runner, or trade 5 contracts as a runner, or 4 contracts with 2 runners, or something like that. But, you know, obviously if you can catch runners here and you've got the confidence to let them move, if you were trading 2 contracts there, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, I mean, you're talking 12 or 13 points plus your scalp. So I suppose you can build the account quicker. You just can't take a runner trading 2 contracts. It's just not going to work. You're trading 50%. And obviously with the nature runners, a lot of them get scalped out. But the difference is, if Mac's trading a runner, he will take his point and then he will put his stop at break even. Whereas I trade for 2 contracts, for 2 points. Now, when he brings it to break even, the market's a point above him, When I do it, because I trade 2 contracts, the market's 2 points above me, so it's further away. So I think it's less likely to come down and take out your runner if you trade in 2 contracts. So that might be an option to, if I can get a bit more money out of these accounts, then maybe I might try one and just see if it is easier to build. Obviously, the drawdown obviously is extended, so you've got 3 times the drawdown. So obviously there's a lot more room for manoeuvre. But I think just by the nature of you picking up a 300,000 account, it's because you want to trade more contracts. So obviously more contracts, it's the same risk anyway. So let me have a look at this. I'm not sure what's going on here. Did have it there. Let's leave it there for now. Maybe this is a bit of a breakout, another breakout. Who knows? Yeah, I know. I mean, there's no rules. It's up to you. The trouble is, you're only making a point of time, aren't you? Now, what I will say is he did have a 24-point runner, which was impressive. Actually, I watched that later, and I think how he handled it was really, really good, actually. So it was impressive. But obviously, that's few and far between. It doesn't always happen that. It's, if they did happen regularly, it'd be a world to be a different place, wouldn't it? But he doesn't stream anymore for some reason. I thought he was okay. I thought he had a lot of patience. I wished I had a little bit more of his patience. But yeah, I've heard Max say, I'm sure he says no more than 20 or 25% of your complete pot on a runner. So 5 contracts, use one of them. And I think, in fact, tell a lie, I think it was 25%, because if you look, Mac will trade 20 contracts. He scalps 15 and has 5 as a runner. So yeah, so maybe you can trade 5 contracts on the 300,000 account and use one as a runner. Or 4 contracts and one as a runner, or whatever you want to do it, however you want to do it. Or you could split it up, couldn't you? You could maybe have 4 contracts scalping for 2 points, or maybe 1.5 points, and have one maybe at 2.5 or something like that. I mean, obviously there's variations. Still don't see how you hold a runner with Apex Trading Drawdown. Well, see, runners aren't the problem. It's when they come back. So if I take that bar there and that goes up 10 points, if it comes back and takes out my runner, your drawdown has gone up by $1,000, 10 points. Now, if you follow it up, so let's say you come out here and it's come down 5 points, you can then make another 5 points profit before your trading drawdown moves again. So if you come back and reduce your trading drawdown by $500, it allows you to make another $500 before then your trading drawdown starts to move again. So it's not a major issue, but obviously you've got to be aware of it. I mean, in my opinion, if you're taking a trade in, you allow it to go 10 points and then come back and stop you out, you're an idiot. You've got to follow it up. You can't let it go 10 points. You maybe let it up and then maybe put it here or put it here. You've got to follow up, but you can't give away 10 points. That's just absolute crazy. But it's not a major issue. I've not so much had problems with the drawdown unless I'm revenge trading or doing something stupid. But if you play them sensibly, I mean, the worst you may give up is maybe 2 or 3 points, but that's not a problem. I notice sometimes on some of the Facebook groups, people really moan about the drawdown. I never see it as a problem. Only really if you lose $2,500 consecutively, does it really blow that account? So who knows? So I'm just wondering what exactly is going on here. It's really tightened up. Wonder if it will do it until the FOMC. Yeah, maybe. So the way I see it, FOMC is 7 o'clock tonight, isn't it? So I usually trade for about another 3 hours. So if I can get one trade, $200, I'm all right. Well, I can live with that. It's an average of $1,000 a week. If I can make $2,500 a month on each account, the plan will be to withdraw $2,000 and then to leave that $500 in to continue to build the account. So, 2 points a day on average. I'd be quite happy with that. I look back on some of my videos when I first started streaming sort of 6 months ago, and I was building more money because I wasn't sticking at the 2 points. I was just moving my stop. Say we had a break here and we were coming down. I was moving my stop to down here and my take profit and following my stop. Now I seem to make more money there, but it's very nerve-wracking, I've got to say, doing that. I think I made more money that way because sometimes it moved 5 or 6 points and I get maybe 3 times the amount of profits. But it's like walking on eggshells, or more like broken glass. It's just nerve-wracking to hell. Okay, so by the looks of things, what I can see here, bit of sideways, big bullish bar. I'd say it's likely now to push further up. Usually it'll go sideways until it meets that EMA again and you get a nice big bullish signal, and then that encourages more people to go up. So I'd say it's likely we're going to push up unless people are thinking this is the top of the range, or this is a fell breakout, then it may come down. But I'd say for me, there's liquidity up at 88 and some up at 90. I'd say it's more likely going to go higher. But the way that bar's forming, I could be wrong, but it may form bearish, it may trigger and then push up. So I'm a bit on the fence at the moment. It's not giving me enough information on what I think it's doing. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see if that triggers. If it does, I think that'll push up and stop someone out. It hasn't broken below it. So this could be the top of the range, or it could be here. I mean, it's more touches here, so this just may have fell breakout. So it may trigger and shoot down. But I have a feeling it's going to trigger and push up. Because there is strong liquidity at 88 and 90 as well, so be interesting to see what it does there, actually. At the moment, we're moving up, see, so I can't bring myself to go short there, especially into the EMA, which is, pushing up. I figure out I set aside 5 accounts, make 1 trade a day off 2 of them for 6 ticks if it ends up at the end of the year. I think, yeah, there's so many different ways of doing it. I get it's tricky. Sometimes if I'm trading outside the stream and I see something which I think is a good trade but maybe a bit risky, I may just trade one of my accounts. I don't know, it's just how I feel sometimes. But yeah, this looks to me like that's also a second entry long. We have made a new high, but we're going sideways and we don't seem to be in a hurry to come down. So if that pushes up and breaks above there, then I'd say we're probably going to go higher. Hey Chris, how you doing, buddy? Second entry long off the key entry point. I'm just not sure what the day is showing me, really. We've had a break and we've had a new high, so you just don't know. There is liquidity at 86, which is here. There's some at 88 and some at 90. I kind of like that, but we're going into open territory here, so...
Order submitted. Order
cancelled. I want it to break above here, really, before it... It is a second entry long.
Order submitted.
I want it to break above here, really. Nah, I'm staying out of this. It's just there's not enough room to the highs for me. It's just
order
it
canceled.
might work. But that's just, I don't know. Thing is, we have had this channel, we've had a break, so I don't know whether this may be the new sort of artificial top or whether it's here, in which case it's coming down. I'd say from what I'm seeing, it's probably going to push up, but probably doesn't feel very comfortable to me. Let's see this, see, look. May come bearish, it may try go higher a bunch of times and then just drop, which is why I don't even want to take it above this. I'd feel more comfortable taking it above this. The trouble is, this, you say there's not enough room to the highs. I'm in open territory now. It may just rock it up, who knows, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to toggle off and just
Order filled.
one account. Yeah, a random one of my PAs. Let's have a look. Let's go for a couple of points. This looks to me like it's going to move up, but I'm not trading them all because we're going into unknown territory really. So I'm just going to trade the one account. If we can get above here, I think we'll be okay. It does look like it's coming back and it's pushing higher. It's coming back and it's pushing higher. It's coming back and it's pushing higher. But I don't want to put all my accounts on here, so I'm just trading one of them. And we'll see. But I do like that bar, and I do like that bar. And if we can get above here, then I think it's up. We'll see. I don't mind taking a bit of a risk sometimes on one. Yeah, that's going to eat me up, that is. Look at that. In fact, I'm going to put that below there. No, I'm not. Just going to give it one extra tick. Just to stop me out. See what happens. What I like to do is give it one extra tip because I like to maybe trigger that bearish bar and then push up and stop it out. So we'll see.
Stop filled.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. Let's have a look. I don't know why that was so much. Strange. Okay. Let's see if I can figure out what's going on here. In fact, I'm going to trade this one on its own next, see if I can't build that back. I thought when we get above there, I thought people might take that one as a lower high. Sometimes you get double traps, don't you? Let's have a look. Let's get rid of that filling. That was quick. Try that again. Oh, yeah. Oh, my Christ. That's completely different. What is going on there? What have I changed? Does that look better? Does that look like you? I don't like what's going on there. Is that better, is it? Bars are way off. Is it better now? Is it, Dean? Yeah? Right, okay. Yeah, I'm assuming it is. God, they're completely different, they are. Yeah, good. Yeah, I usually do it, but let's have a look. Did that look any different now? I don't know why that stop ended up being 4.25 points. Bloody hell. Okay, so maybe a second entry long here, pushing up. I don't know, mate. Don't know. Sunny. I've not seen him today. Okay. Touch, 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 touch. Some very strong liquidity up there. So I'd say, and at 500 as well. So I'd certainly say there's a good chance of getting up to these highs. Forgotten all about it, Chris. Completely forgotten all about it, mate. I was going to look over the weekend. I've forgotten all about it, mate. Forgotten all about it. Push up, sideways, push up. In fact, let's put that back to toggle them back on there now.
Order
Just check
submitted.
everything's working. Yeah. Okay.
Order cancelled.
In fact, now I'm going to toggle them off. I just want to trade this one account for now.
Order submitted.
Yeah.
Order cancelled.
There's a double top there. Trouble is, we're still working higher at the moment, so. You know the Jackson Torture song? I think you should say. I don't know what it is, mate. The Jackson Torture. When you say Jackson, you're not about the Jacksons, are you? I don't know what's going on here. Not a clue. It does seem like we're working up. I do like that area. Now, okay, so there is some congestion there. That's probably why that's bouncing off that a little bit. Just wondering whether there's a bigger chin there. Does look like a push sideways. It does look like a like a bull flag, doesn't it? So we did the same here, didn't we? We hit this support and we went a bit sideways and then we dropped and then took off. We got a new layer, try to go low once, try to go twice. Maroon 5 and boom. Ah, you like Maroon 5? Yeah, I like Maroon 5. Yeah, they've been out for donkey's years, them. I had one of their albums actually back in, Christ, got to be 15, 17 years ago, with Sunday Morning and that sort of stuff on. Good Maroon 5 are. Yeah. Birmingham, eh? Yeah, just keep it in mind, guys. This 90% off finishes day after tomorrow. It is, I've checked. It's Wednesday the 7th, midnight. So my code's down there as usual. If you do use it or you have used it, it is much appreciated. Nice to break above there, then get a drop down to here. I've not looked too much into Top Step before. I've tried, what did I start with? I think it was Earn to Trade was the first one I tried. And then is it You Profit, I think was the second one. They were okay. And it was a mate mine, Marlon, who mentioned Apex. And I've got to say, as far as I know, there isn't a prop firm, trading futures that are as good as Apex at the moment. Whether someone will change or what, I don't know. I've heard rumours about being able to withdraw a lot quicker without. I think it might have been the Nutty Bar guy. Sure, he was mentioning something. I saw something with him saying that you could earn pretty quickly, not have to wait for the 7 days. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but as far as I know, there's no one that can touch Apex at the moment. Okay, so we're going up a bit sideways, up a bit. If we can get something like this, which drops out the bottom, which is bullish, It's something I'll be interested in then, because it does look like, although we're going up a bit, sideways a bit, up a bit, sideways a bit, and which is pretty common. That is, we sort of did the same really there, didn't we? Downwards, sideways, downwards, sideways, downwards. See, it's also it's hard to know where the top of this range is. I mean, you could call that actually 1, 2, 3 triple test. I kind of like this.
Order submitted.
See how this finishes. I'm just trading the one contract at the moment. Be just nice to get that money back. See if this works as a triple test. We pushed up once, twice, 3 times. Let's see if that sits bullish. Yeah. Oh, God.
Order filled.
Oh, I hit it before it triggered. Right, let's get out of these areas here. It didn't trigger, did it? I'm not too worried about that. It has now. Let's see what happens here. So 88. That's 2 points. A lot of the times it'll come sideways until we get a beautiful bar which sits on the EMA. As far as I'm concerned, that's good. We'll see what happens. We're going up sideways, nice bar, up sideways, nice bar, see what happens. But I think this should make 2 points. There is some at 500, see, so it could go quite a bit higher. It's usually the best type of bar when we go sideways that takes off, in all fairness. So once we get above here, I think we'll be okay. But I do like the bar. It'll often do this, go up sideways until we get a really nice looking bar right on the EMA. Yeah, there's not much room to the highs, but in a lot of cases, something like that will work higher. So I think we'll be okay. One, two, three. Looks like a triple test to me. 1, 2, 3. Get above here, I think. Then we'll push up quite strongly. Then. Just like to close above here, or close to those tops. If we can break above them, that'd be great. But I love the bar. Just a shame I had such a big drop on the first trade. One more tick and I think we're home dry there. There we go. 1 leg, 2 leg. Probably go a bit higher, but I'm not going to push me luck. Let's have a look. 1 leg, 2 legs. I expect to get to the tops. Trouble is it may push up and come down a bit, so dare I go higher? No, let's just leave it where it is. Sideways, it's broken out of this anyway. We're clearly going up, so I think we're okay where we are actually. Should just go in a minute. One leg up, another leg up. I like that. One push, a little bit sideways, another push. Probably go quite a bit higher than that. I'm tempted to move it a bit higher, but what I might do is move it up to there and just follow it. I like the idea of that leg. I'm only trading the one contract, so I don't mind. It's a 2.5 point risk. So I like, yeah. No, I'll tell you what, let's just be sensible. One leg, two leg. There we go. We'll go in a minute. As soon as we get above this one, I'll be home free. Leg up, bit of sideways, leg up, sideways, leg up, bit of sideways, leg up. Once we break above this one, one leg, two leg. Probably go a bit higher, but I'd just rather get out at this lump of liquidity here.
Target filled.
Now I did, I'm in an hour whether to go a bit higher there, but I thought I'd just stay sensible. Because once it hits this lump, it could come down a little bit. I still expect it to go higher, but excuse me, did I? Oh, only traded the one call. Excuse me, 44.98. Yeah, it probably is. Trouble is, at the moment, it's hitting these areas, so it may come down a little bit more before it goes up. Now, if I'd have taken that one, I'm quite happy to let it, but that one is a little bit away from the EMA, so it could, sorry, from the edge of the channel, so it could come down a little bit close to that, and I don't want that. I'd rather just get out. So, just surprised. I got so stitched there, 3.5 foot. It was only 2 points. Can't think where I got so stitched. Sure, I didn't take that, did I? To look back on that. Oh, I took that short, didn't I? Yeah, it was a short I took. Was it? I can't remember. I'll have to have a look back there. What happened there? Yeah, we see this all the time. Sideways, sideways, sideways. Beautiful bullish bar, push up. Sideways, sideways, sideways. Beautiful bullish bar. I know it was close to highs, but just the way it was sitting right on top of that EMA, we'll see it do that all the time. It'll push up. It'll go sideways, sideways, sideways. So we get a decent looking bar. And that's about the best entry right the way along there. And obviously then it pushed up. So I can't remember where I went. Did I go long or short here? I can't remember now. My entry was... I can't remember what I did here. Did I go long or short? I can't remember. Oh, sorry, I'll work it out after. So I got a bit of that back. Let's engage me next one's actually turn on. I thought I had all my accounts on then, but I did say
Order
let's
submitted.
just check they're all working.
Order cancelled.
Yeah, perhaps I should have held there. The trouble is, when we get to the top of these channels, it's not the ideal place to buy, really. It's less attractive to buy, isn't it? And obviously that's why when it gets to these areas, it tends to work its way back, or sideways, or back, or whatever. So I thought once we hit that liquidity area there, which was quite strong, I expected it to pull back a bit. Now, how far it'll pull, whether it'll just come and bounce off this, because there's clearly some support and resistance along there, so maybe it'll come back here and bounce and push higher, I don't know, but it is looking like we're moving up to these levels, so it could be a move and a little bit of a sideways and then a move, who knows. You got 4 ticks, good on you, mate. We see them all the time, and not just that, once, twice, 3 times. It was a triple test. Let's just clearly see that. We pushed up, we came back and bounced once, we came up and bounced twice, we came up and bounced 3 times with a nice big bullish bar. And yeah, there's not much room to the highs, but I don't think this is the top in this channel, in this market at the moment. It's probably likely going to be here, but I am seeing lots of liquidity up here, so maybe we're just going to push up higher, who knows. But I don't mind going to the top. I think if you understand what's going on, and we see this all the time, it's a bull flag push up going sideways like that. It's a flag with a push up, and often you get more than not often you just get like a mirror image of push up sideways, push up sideways. We're clearly moving up, so for me that was about the best place to enter. See whether we'll end up having something a bit bigger. Market's really strong lately. So whether we'll end up having something bigger, who knows. But I would say, funnily enough, look where that is, right at the top. So I would say it's highly likely we're going to maybe break a new high, or certainly get close to here. And then if we can break above it, then we may see some higher levels. Yeah, I'm still on the fence as to what to do sometimes. Sometimes I see these strong liquidity areas and they're sell orders. So they could be people taking profit from here or from here, or it might be people thinking this is a top and they want to sell. The trouble is, sometimes we have these strong levels and I see it bounce off. Other times it pushes strongly through it. So I'm a bit on the fence to how to treat them. But if you look at that, there's clearly a bit of, and it was at 90, wasn't it, that level? So it's sort of, I don't know, it's just not a very attractive place. See, we're studying human behaviour here, aren't we? And do you want to buy at the top of an uptrend or at the bottom? So it's less attractive. So there's more likely it's going to come down when it hits these areas. Obviously here, not so much down, but more sideways. When we got here, we came down a bit. When we got here, we came down. But obviously if the market's really strong, perhaps it doesn't need to. So why can I not highlight that? I hate that. Afternoon, Graham. How are you? Hope you are well. Your first trade was a long at 15.06.55. 15.06.55. It was that one then, wasn't it? So, okay. Yeah, it was. And the reason it was slightly bigger is I put my order above there. In fact, if I remember rightly, before I changed the, I got to remember to do that. Before I reloaded my data, that looked bearish because I remember saying now it looks like a lower high. Now that didn't look as bearish. So what I did is I put my order above there because I thinking it was going to go up and take out these areas. But oh well, you live and learn. So if I'm going to take out areas like this, let's wait till it's right the way back here before I do it. Okay, see if we can get somewhere around about here before we push higher. Now there's some liquidity at 91. Where's my liquidity marks? Here's one. There's some liquidity at 91, which is there above here. So I'd say it's likely to take out that stop. There's some at 92, there's some at 94. But the majority, I think, that I can see, if I look on the compressed side on the right, it's probably there. So I'd say it's highly likely we're going to break a new high for the day. Certainly there. But if we can get something that bounces off here, there is a possibility that we may end up getting up here. So we have been doing a lot of upward stuff lately. Now, there's a bullish bar there, so I'm not sure how to... Now, Mac will say in a nice strong trend, you can more or less take any bar that gets back to the EMA. Well, that isn't really, is it? And it's not a second entry. What it is, it's not a failure either, but it could push up from there. But it's a first entry, so the rules say I can't take it. Now, if it was sat on here and above the EMA, then I may be inclined to take it. But in fact, what I will do... I'll toggle off and I'll just use this one account because let's have a look, see how it finishes.
Order submitted.
No, let's forget it.
Order cancelled.
Let's follow the rules.
Order submitted. Order cancelled.
Could trigger and come down. There is a bit of a dark area around 87, so it could trigger that and pop down. Okay, you could call this a hidden second entry long if we bounce off here and sit strong. The trouble is, at some point, we may decide that this is the top, but we're so close up there. There's some liquidity at 86, so if that bar stops there, it drops out and pushes up strong. I might be interested in going along there. I like the way it's touching the tops. I like the way it's working on the bottoms. Okay, I could probably adjust that a fraction. Excuse me a second. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. I'll be a couple of minutes. There is some resistance along there, so. Hmm. Okay, channel break. I expect to get up to these areas here, so. Oh, okie dokie. Right, what are we doing here? Another leg. Or are we pushing up? I'd say it's probably like we're pushing up. Hmm. So there is a possibility. Hmm. Unfortunately, there's no second entry there. That really needs to at least break level with that. I mean, it does look like it's pushing up. Push up, sideways, push up. Trouble is, there's no entry really. Mac has it quite different. Let's have a look. Okay. Yeah, he's just got the sideways and sideways, that's all. Let's have a look. Yeah, that fits nice to me. Touch there, touch there, touch there. Just wondering whether we end up having a larger channel there. It's possible. Who knows? See, Max finished his here, but now we've gone up and touched the top. For me, it's working nice at the top, and then kind of nice there. Yeah, he's got that differently, but I don't know. By the by now, that is. Unfortunately, there's no entry. I pretty much knew what it was going to do. Yeah, I mean, it's touching. It's actually working nicely within that area, and we've had a break of it and a push up. It doesn't mean it's not valid. It looks okay to me. It looks really nice to me, actually, if you say. I mean, look how it's touching at the tops. Really nice. We've had a break of it and a push up. Yeah, that looks nice to me. It's fitting nice and really nice in there, actually. It looks really nice, and then we've had a break and pushing up to a new high. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Trouble is, I mean, Max come out here. We've had another push up and we've reversed from the top, so that just might be more of an indication. So the trouble is, Mac will change his charts. But you can see, I don't think there's any major issue with interpreting it slightly different. I mean, what we do know is we're pushing upside, and we'll say that all the time in channels. I think it's okay to interpret it slightly different, as long as you both are seeing the same overall picture that we're moving up. and this is likely going to be the area where we're going to maybe bounce or reverse, or maybe we'll push up, and maybe this ends up being a bigger overall channel. It's hard to say. I mean, this could just be 2 legs down, 2 legs down, another attempt to go lower, and then just moving up for the rest of the day. Who knows? And we'll see this. We'll get a push up, sharp push up, a less sort of steep of an angle, and then something else. I looked in getting it here, but it's just not a setup. And if it doesn't work, you'll just get crucified. I mean, I pretty much knew that it was going to push up. Not only because I believe this to be a channel, this is a break, because I can see these strong liquidity levels where, there's lots of take profit areas up here. So, people are going to be believing, there's people going long here because obviously these take profit areas. I mean, you're not just going to decide that's where I'm going to sell the market. You don't do that. You sell at specific areas when the market looks right. You don't just pick a random sort of spot, So that tells me these up here are areas maybe where people are bought here, here, or further down, and they're moving their stop up. Because a lot of the times we see these liquidity areas, and these liquidity areas will move higher. And that, excuse me a sec. There is a channel here. If we can get a break, a couple of legs down, then I'll be interested in going long there. We'll see. So we haven't. Oh, we have made a new high. Okay. Okay, so it is possible we could have a leg and then something else. We need to get above these areas, really. We've only really touched it once, so just saying that that's the top of the channel. It might not even be a channel. It might just be 2 legs down and then going higher for the rest of the day. There's liquidity at 91, which is here. Yeah, it's all the way up here. There's a lump at 92. So I certainly expect to hit this area, whether we go, whether we go higher or not.
Order submitted. Order cancelled.
It is possible there could be. It actually fits kind of nice, that does. Let's have a look. Could be like a 2-tiered channel. Started from here, bounced here. It still fits nice at the top, so it's possible that there is a larger channel there. I don't know how anybody else feels about that. I think it looks nice. A little bit of a spike and channel. It's fitting really nice in this top tier. And then we drop down, bounce off the bottom, touch there. Might be. Quite often happens that. There is some buying just under 88.75, around about here. Yeah. Get a couple of legs down here. Nice to get one leg and another leg down to here. Interesting. You could say that's a triple test, which is triggered. Let's have a look. Try go low once, try go low twice, failure. Now, I took a trade like that the other week and it failed and shot up purely because I was against the market. So we're actually moving with the market now. So it is a failure, but if we can hit this area and end up bullish, I quite like that for going long. If it's slightly more aggressive, I'd rather just trade it on one account though. Or it could just be the top. Am I coming down? Who knows? Okay, that's hit that liquidity area now. So we've gone up. Triangle once, triangle twice, fairly. It'd be nice to take out the stops up there. In fact, I'm going to trade the one account.
Order submitted.
I like that failure.
Order filled.
So it gets above that stop, see? 925. Let's bring that down to here. If it does push up there, I think we're okay. See, there is a second entry short there, which is triggered, but we're moving up at the moment, so I think it's a mistake. 925. We'll see. So we pushed up, triangle once, triangle twice, failure. But it's the second entry short that's got me interested, and I'm only trading it on the one account because it is a little bit more risky. It's a 2-point risk, so we'll see. I might be the trappee. I'll give that one extra tick because there is some liquidity just there. 2.25 risk. Okay, second entry short, which is triggered. Failure, which is triggered. I'll give it an extra tick. We'll see. Might be a lower high there, which triggers and stops. Might be some traps here. Just giving that extra tick just to give it a chance to trigger it. And then push up, we'll see. That's going to take me out of that. See if that one tick saves me neck. I know it's going to. 1, 2, 3 could be a triple test. Go on, push up. Go on. Push up. Come on. Come on. Up we go. No, 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 you don't want to do that. Get up there. Come on. Come on. Come on. Push, push, push. Come on, buyers. Come on, buyers. Push, 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 push. Come on. Hello, Sania. How you doing? Come on. End up bullish for me. Come on. Come on. Come on. No. Push, push, push. I have done, mate. I'll give it the extra tick. I put it there, and it did tick one tick below, and I'm safe at the moment, but it does look like it's coming down. So we'll see.
Stop filled.
Okay, it's took me out. It's my it's the single account. I'll look at that. 1, 2, 3. Maybe this is the triple test. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. It give me that extra tick. So I'm going to take this one. If it finishes bullish.
Order submitted.
44.84. I think it's coming down. Almost looks like it's going up to me. Looks like a triple test, 2 legs of correction. See how this finishes. I just see lots of liquidity up there, mate. I'm only going to take it if it ends up really bullish. I mean, we're still continuing up, aren't we? We'll see. If it doesn't end up really bullish, I won't bother. Nah.
Order cancelled.
Okay, so let's say then that's like that then. I'm breaking a new high. Yeah, I'm just getting the impression we're moving higher. Very strong liquidity around here. It's hard to say. Talking about this resistance area down here, are you? There's a failure there then. See if that failure triggers.
Order
Okay,
filled.
it's triggered. Okay, let's say we've had a break in a new high. Try go once, try go twice, failed. There's a bit of slippage there. See if I can get my money back. Three-point risk, more risk than I wanted. Okay, so let's count that. We've already had a break and a new high. I'm only trading on the one account. I'm not trading the multiple accounts. I am following the rules. We've got the trend, we've got a break, new high, and a break, a new high from that, and a new high from that. Try go once, try go twice. When that broke below there and closed below there, for me, we're coming down. So where are we coming down to these bottoms? Sally mentioned 44 down here. I don't want to hold that much, but for me, we're certainly coming down after this. There'll be a lot of traders trap. Probably going to be some trap there. There's probably going to be some trap there. So once we get below there, I think it's down we go. That might give it an extra tick. May come down a bit more than that, but give me 3 points. There's going to be some stops there. It may come down even a bit lower than that. In fact, I'm going to put it to there, and I'm just going to follow it down my stop, because if it breaks there, it might hit some stop. So once it comes down so far, I'm going to bring my stop down. And, hopefully, it might have a quick push. Okay, so there's the failure. Hopefully we're going to get a bit of a drop when we get below here, I think. I've put it there lower than I wanted, but I'm going to follow it down. Hopefully we may get a bit of a push. Hoping this is going to trigger. Now come down. Come on, I expected a drop. Okay, there's a black air opening here now, which I'd expect now to push down to. Come on, down you come. Just wondering if this is a bigger channel. Let me have a look. Christ, it could be. New high, triangle once, triangle twice, failure. After we've had a break and a new high from there, and we've had a break and a new high from this channel, so I expect it to come down now. at least a degree anyway. And there is a lot of resistance around this area, so I'd expect a leg and another leg. I'm out just before this leg. What I'll do, if it comes down, then I'll bring my stop down and just try and capture as much as I can. 4, 5, 6, 7, 3.5 points, which would nearly get that one account back to where it was almost. That's if I haven't underestimated this and there is a bigger channel. I'm only trading the 1p account. If I deem something to be a bit risky, I'll just trade the one account instead of a bunch of them. Or I say a bit risky, slightly more of an aggressive trade. Need this to stay down here, that's okay. Just thinking where there's going to be some stops. There may be some below there. If we can get below there. Oh no, they've already been taken out on Malabout. Yeah, still a dark area. I still expect some downwards. Now down you come. I'm not sure how that's fitting. A leg, 2 legs up and another leg. Correction, so I like that. And I need that to close bearish, and I really like that. Which would mean that would be there, and I'd have to take this up a fraction. Leg down, 2 legs of correction, another leg down. Nice. Come on. Unless it's either that or how I had that drawn. There is a bigger channel there. It's possible. I did draw that. But I think someone said, you're not sure, we've already had a break, it made a new high, in which case it'll go higher, but I think we're okay. See how this finishes bearish. I think we're golden. There's a higher low there which is triggered, see. Come on down. Come on. Drop. It's just hit some liquidity there, so hopefully one more tick below. Is that close enough? I don't think it's too bad. We need to get below here. Leg down. 1, 2 legs of correction, another leg down. Once we get below here, I think we're okay. Where's our drop? Come on. Yeah, see, if I have got this, I did change it. That's so I had it. And I might have been trapped here. That's why I shouldn't read the comments. Who was it said? Is it what? Don't you think we've already had a break at a new high? Yeah, it's hard to say. Either you're right or I'm wrong. That looks to me like it's pushing higher. Yeah, it is. I've been trapped. So I'm going to have to come out of this a bit earlier, I think. And then get back in it if it stops
Stop
me out.
filled. Order filled.
Yeah, it's a failed second entry short. I am taking a risk here. That to me looks like... Yeah. I'm either well screwed here. I may have buggered it. We need to get above these areas here. Yeah, I did bring that down. It looked like 2 tiers, and look, we've touched here, we've confirmed it in. We've got a higher low and a failure. I'm going to move that up a bit. Yeah, I did do something a little bit riskier because I thought I got trapped. I've actually doubled my contract size here. Try and get this back. So I'll either really mess up here or I'll do okay. There are areas up here and areas up here. We'll see. Okay, so push down, we made it a lower high, higher low, failure, triggered. Let's have a look. Start from here, touched here, touched here. I think that looks okay. The top looks nice. It looks like a 2-tier channel for me. We'll see. What is it? A 2.75 risk. Yeah, failed second entry short, bullish bar above there. It looks like a 2-tier channel. I think once it gets above these areas here, I don't usually take risks like this so much, but I've just traded it on one account. I've left the other 4 PA accounts because it is riskier. But I've got trapped short there, and I've realised what's happening. I think my first estimate was right. I can just see these large liquidity areas up here. It does look like, I mean, apart from that one and a push up, trying to go higher, we've come back here, big bullish bar, higher low, failure. I think we're okay. Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I'm just doing on the one account. I've got 5 and 2 others passed, so if I'm taking a risky trade, I think the trade's okay. It's a failure. It's a good trade. I just realised I got trapped, and I came out the trade and got back in the right way. It's just taking its time to move up. if I'd have gone back my old ways, I'd have just I'd have traded all the accounts. I'm not. I'm just trading the one. I've still got the 4 PAs and the 2 other past evaluations. But to me, this is the bigger picture. We push up, top tier, push down, push up, came back down, next tier down. I think it's okay. Oh, I've misjudged something. Come on, get up. Touched, 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 touch. Yeah, I know, mate. Sorry. I'm just using one of my accounts because I know it was risky. I'm not touching the other 4, and I've got another 2 going live next week. So I'm risking the 1. But yeah, I know what you're saying. I was hoping that was going to push up a bit more there. Yeah, I'm a bit mixed feelings. So I had that initially like that. So we had a break at a new high. And then when we came down and started pushing higher, I adjusted it and it kind of fits. Started here, touched a few times and touched the top, and it does look like it's a 2-tiered. So we'll see. If I'm right, it'll move up. If I'm wrong, it'll stop me out. But yeah, if I definitely feel like I'm playing a bit risky, the risky game. But on the slightly positive side, I'm just doing it with the one account, not the others. But it is bouncing on here, so who knows? We'll see. It'll either work or it won't, put it that way. It's just I can see on Bookmap there's lots of liquidity up here, so all I can say is fingers crossed. If we can manage to get above this area here, then I think we're okay, but I don't know, I suppose it's 50-50. But it started from here, it's touching here, touching here, touching here, and it's touching along the top end, so it does look like it could be a 2-tiered channel, who knows. Maybe I'll get lucky. Yeah, I know it's already failed. I gave it an extra tick, which I often do sometimes on that failure, and it makes a difference. And the extra tick, well, I don't mind risking an extra tick if it works. Sometimes it'll do on these trends. Yeah, I moved it from, I had it one tick below here, I moved it one tick lower. I've heard Max say he wanted at least one tick, so sometimes that one tick will save you, and it has done multiple times, and if I get a few points out of it, then it was, worth the extra tick, but it does look like it's trying to push higher. So to be handsome. Yeah. I know. I'm still developing. I'm still having those moments of weakness, but I'm not doing as stupid stuff as I was. I mean, I've got 5 PA accounts at the moment. I've got 2 other evaluations passed, which is a total of 7. Now, I knew it was a bit risky, which is why I toggled off on my replicanto, and I'm just trading the one account. So, yeah, I took that failure and I gave it one extra tick. And the reason I do that sometimes is because I use a limit order usually if I'm going to get in that bar, whereas Mac teaches us to put an order 1 tick above there. I tend to drop it on there when it triggers above. So that saves me a tick. And I often then use that tick just to give myself, because like, how many times have you been stopped out by 1 tick and it goes in the same direction? Now, I only tend to do it when we seem to be moving in a direction, and we do here so often that tick will save you. If we can get above these levels here, I think we're okay. I mean, look at it. Touch. It's clearly making higher highs. Now, it might come down and suck up and punch me, but who knows? I might get lucky. But yeah, I'm risking this account, that's for certain. I was hoping that would finish bullish, because once we can get above these areas, then, but if I'm looking on Bookmap, there's lots of strong liquidity up here and higher. And at the moment, we do seem to be working up. So, I don't know, maybe I'll get lucky. Sometimes you get a bit of luck, sometimes you don't. Max never said that. I've heard Max say at least 1 tick. Who else mentioned that? At least 1 tick. Somebody else mentioned that they'd heard Max say it. Because in a lot of cases, you can get stopped out for 1 tick. I don't know. I tend to disagree. Whether we're certainly moving up, but until we get above these levels, yeah, it's a bit on the fence, isn't it? But I kind of like this 2-tiered channel. If it starts here, touches it, it's touching a bunch of times, and it's working on the top as well. It's sort of pushed up, working in that top tier, down, up, and back down, and it seems to be working this bottom tier. I don't know. Maybe I'm kidding myself, but to me it looks like it's working up. So I'm in the lap of the gods now anyway. Maybe I'll get lucky. I mean, if it does manage to push above here, I'm holding in all day. I'm keeping mine where it is all day. Maybe I'll get lucky. There's some very strong liquidity up here. So, I mean, maybe we'll get a leg. And another leg. Who knows? All I know, if there's anybody, I'm not religious, but if there's anyone out there, possible second entry long, if there's anyone out there, just drop a little one in with the big man for me. And maybe he'll save me arse. What I will do though is I'm going to put that stop back there. That'll save me a tick, but it's looking like it's moving. But what confuses me is that you're trading Max strategy, but you don't take his trades, so you can't expect the same outcome. Yeah, the difference is I tend to go for a little bit more points, but to me, this looked like a channel. I mean, I had it drawn slightly different. Initially, I had it drawn like that, in which case we had a break in a new low, and then we made that new high, triangle once, triangle twice, and I took the failure. I'll see what happens here. But then I did and ah with this, but yeah, I'm being a bit careless today, I got to be honest. I definitely am. Some days I just get, I don't know, moments a bit weakness, but on the one hand, I have this thing that Martin Keychak messaged me. Said, it seems that despite everything man hear or read, and despite best intentions, it's still necessary to experience moments of madness and impulsive trading to finally be forged into a great trader. I still feel I have those at the moment, but they're getting less and less. And I suppose different profit target isn't what I'm talking about. You don't even go for 4 ticks either. Oh, no. Yeah, I need to work on my patience. Max disciplines and followers modified to suit. Even Mac. Yeah, I know. Yeah, he does, Mac. I bet Mac actually does a lot more changing of the rules than we make out, because, yeah, I've seen him take doges on multiple occasions, so maybe we can get a good push up here. If we can get above these areas here, especially here, I think we'll get a decent push, and it breaks up, it will go. There's about 5 points to be taken. Yeah. What have I taken? 4.5 points up there. We'll see what happens. If it can get to this area, I'm happily take me 4 or 5 points on here. It's just hard to say, but for me, it's clearly working its way up. So if it gets above here, and then indeed these, which is looking like more and more like it, then we might get, I mean, we may get a really nice strong push, who knows? But we need to get above these. Once we get above here, then I think we'll get a decent push, at least up to these highs. We'll see. I think you're doing great. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I bend the rules sometimes a little bit. Sometimes my patience feels better than other times. But what I'm not doing is blowing as nowhere near as many counts. So I feel like I'm, you know, I still feel like sometimes I mean, I've been doing this for 2 years now. I've never traded before in my life. I did 6 months with currency, just learning the basics. But I've been doing it 2 years, so I'm still quite earlier on, and I'm still making mistakes, and I'm still having problems, excuse me, with emotions a little bit. But I do feel like I'm doing less stupid stuff. And if I do feel like I'm taking something a bit risky, then I'm like I'm doing today. I'm dropping down to one account. You know, I'm starting to sort of just do less stupid stuff, and you know, you don't go from being completely crap to being a great trader overnight. It takes time. You're still going to do stupid stuff, and I still do that. But you know, see, okay, so we got this, then we got a new low. So try to go low once, try to go twice, possible failure. And if this finishes bullish, then I think for sure we'll push it up. Have you tried moving your stop one more tick? I did. I had that one. I took the failure, so I had my stop there, and I gave it an extra tick to there, and it saved me. And it often does that in a trend, or if it's moving up. Because how many times do we get stopped out for 1 tick and it ends up rocketing off in the same, you know, in the direction that we wanted it to? It's trying to go higher, but it may come crashing down. Who knows? I don't like those quick movements, I've got to say. Oh, don't do that. The old 2-tick rule, yeah. It has saved me quite a few times. And I've made quite a few points out of it. So, I don't know, the extra tick, what is it, $12.50? I save a tick on my entry because I generally put my entry, as long as it doesn't break these lows, I generally put my entry, that's where I had that. I generally put my entry, I wait for it to trigger above and I drop it on the close, so that saves me a tick anyway. So that extra tick, if I think it's worth it, I'll give... You're bugging me, sorry. You don't have to watch me, mate, or turn me off if I'm annoying you. I mean, I drop it on the close, and I usually put the extra tick, one tick below me. If I'm bugging you, bud, just turn me off or turn the volume down or something. I don't mean to. Possible second entry long. May come crashing down. If this needs to push up strong or I'm screwed. Oh dear. That's going to take me, isn't it? Oh well. That one account's looking that healthy. Okay. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's leave that account for now. Where are we here? Yeah, moment of weakness. 28. 28. Okay. Let's forget that. That loss ain't nothing. You got this. Yeah, it's okay. I knew I was taking a risky trade. Maybe that's not valid. Who knows? Let's leave that account. I'll build that account up again slow. So, thank you, B. I appreciate it. Yeah, I thought for a minute the way that was push up, we were going to have a good strong push up. It's just one of those things sometimes. See, is that valid? It's hard to say, isn't it? Is that how I had it, was it? I forget where I had that now. Was it there? I can't remember. Was it further back? I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it looked terrible, did it? I forget where I even had the thing now. Was it from here? Was it? I think it was, wasn't it? Was it there? Yeah, it was actually. It was there. I kind of liked it. Touched here a couple of times. Touched here, and it fitted nice. It looked like a two-tier channel. And we had the fairly, yeah, we came down there, but the way it was going, it really looked like it was just going to break out. I don't know, what do I know? But I still have my moments of weakness where I do stupid stuff from time to time or risky stuff from time to time, but it's a lot less than it was. And I suppose on the plus side, I did it on the one account, so that other one account is about I don't know, $1,000 down at the moment, but it is what it is, isn't it? I'll just build that one up again. But sometimes things just work, you know, leg up like that, a couple of legs down, and then I thought we were going to get a good strong push up. There's a massive liquidity up here, so. Oh, thank you.
Let me know if you want some more cheese.
Okay, thank you.
This is a bit of a cry.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Wife just brought me dinner up. Just zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Yeah, I sort of do. It still looked to me like that. It still looks like that to me. And look, it just looks touch perfectly, touch, and it's touching perfectly on the back end. It looks like a two-tiered channel. So maybe it is. Maybe this is just a break and a push higher. Who knows? I don't know. What do I know? Sometimes the market's easy to read. Sometimes I find it hard. But the way that was pushing up there, I thought once it gets so far, it's just going to go and then we'll start working up. But the trouble is, triple top, possible lower high. Yeah, sometimes these triple tops, I've taken them before and they've triggered me and moved on. And someone said, well, we're in an uptrend. Why have you done that? So I don't know. Maybe a triple test here, a push up, who knows. Let's get rid of that from now on. The trouble is this, it's possible that we could be sort of at the top of this range. I don't, you know, it's hard to say at the moment, really. Yeah, maybe. It's only on the one account anyway. So it's not too bad. I did a trade earlier on two of my other accounts and got that, so yeah, well. No, you didn't, mate. You didn't at all. It wouldn't have made a difference anyway. Even if I'd had it the shorter way, a break a new high. I mean, you're clearly right because it's coming down, but it was me that, mate. It wasn't you. I just got a bit mixed up whether I was thinking we were going up or down. That's the trouble. I don't know. It still looks like a channel to me. It fits really nice. Maybe this is just a break. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth. Okay. Yeah, it just, I don't know. Stream health. Am I still, can people still hear me okay, can you? It's alright, I've got an error. YouTube is not receiving enough video. In fact, you know what? I might knock it on the head for the day. How long I've been doing? 2.5 hours. I usually do 3 hours. I might knock it on the head today. It's only the one account anyway, so it's not the end of the world. Yeah, it's just been a bit hard to read today. Bit choppy. But yeah, my head's not in the game, I don't think, today. So it's only the one account anyway. I'm up that times 2 anyway, so it's what it is. So yeah, I'm gonna knock on the head for today. My head doesn't feel in the game today for some reason. So yeah, take it easy. Take it easy. So that's it for today, folks. Anyway, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Sometimes you have days like that, don't you? I just felt like I was taking a bit risky today. But I suppose on the plus side, 44.87 on the plus side, we'll see. So that's it for today, folks. So I'll be back again same time tomorrow, and then we'll have another go and see how we get on. So take it easy, stay safe, have a great evening, and I will catch you all later. Bye bye for now.